Immediately following the Titanic disaster, the world struggled for answers. Soon, a popular story emerged that seemed to explain everything. The story went that when the Titanic struck the iceberg, she sustained an enormous gash in her hull and sank in one piece, killing more than 1,500 people. For nearly 90 years, this was the accepted account of what happened that tragic night. When the Titanic's wreckage was discovered in 1985, the world was shocked to learn that there was more to the story. The great ship was actually torn in two huge pieces, her bow and stern separated by nearly half a mile.
There's a tremendous amount left to be learned about the Titanic. Bringing these minds together, we should be able to come up with a pretty good answer to what happened, why it happened, and in what sequence it happened.
Ship's heading is 150.
The investigators divide the wreck site into two fields of operation. The crew aboard Ocean Voyager concentrate on the Titanic's bow, which lies more than 12,000 feet below. To reach their target, they'll use the Magellan 725. She is a remotely operated vehicle, or ROV. For this mission, Magellan is equipped with state-of-the-art underwater cameras.
Kirk, if you could stand in front of the camera, I can get a flesh tone off you. Set this up. That's good.
Magellan will be able to get a very close-up look at the whole structure, at various pieces of debris down there, and be able to pick up what we hope are a lot of visual clues. We'll get detail like nobody has seen before.
To launch Magellan to the Titanic requires a 15-ton crane and an 8-man crew. The ROV is attached to the ship by a cable thousands of feet long.
Hydraulics up. Hydraulics are on.
Magellan receives instructions and transmits live images through an umbilical cord from the wreck to the mothership 2.5 miles above. Half a mile away, on board the Nadir, the crew prepares to explore the stern of the Titanic. Little is known about this part of the wreck. The investigators plan to launch a 2-man submersible from the Nadir. Called the Nautil, she's fitted with high-definition stills cameras.
Mount one strobe on the...
Heading up the effort is oceanographer Paul Mathias. As well as the high-resolution cameras, Mathias has fitted the Nautil with powerful deep-sea lights. The scientists have also equipped the submersible with specially designed computers to store the images they will take of the wrecked ship.
We are about to try something that's never been tried before. Very exciting.
The Nautil begins her long trip to the Titanic, a voyage that takes her crew to one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth. Temperatures will be freezing, the water pressure bone-crushing. All that will protect her crew is a 4-inch thick titanium shell. The team hope that the Nautil and the Magellan will obtain the most detailed images yet of the Titanic. Images that will bring new understanding to not only hers, but other tragedies at sea.
In the past, ships have vanished, and it was walk away and leave it because there was nothing could be done. Now we have the technology to visit these wrecks, look at them in detail, and to understand why they failed and why they were lost.
We're going to presume that you'll be coming in on the bow on the starboard side.
Back aboard the Ocean Voyager, scientists plan the next stage. They want to find out exactly how the iceberg had damaged the Titanic. How true was the existing theory that the iceberg had ripped a 300-foot hole in the side of the ship? David Livingston works for Harland and Wolff, the shipbuilding firm that constructed the Titanic.
There is a potential entry into the hull through this hole on the starboard side.
These men want to find and photograph a section of the damage that doomed the ship. When the Titanic's bow struck the ocean floor, it ploughed up sediment, concealing the deadly iceberg damage under a mound of mud. In 1996, scientists had used sonar to peer through the silt. Their data had suggested that the iceberg caused a series of thin slits that flooded and sank the Titanic. Investigators now hope that some of the iceberg damage is not hidden behind mud, but visible to the cameras on the ROV.
I think if we could find some exposed surface of the ship that was not in contact with the sediment, perhaps, and I say that perhaps, we may find the iceberg damage that the ship sustained.
After several hours, Magellan reaches the seafloor.
You're looking at bottom right there.
The landscape is desolate and barren. Somewhere in the darkness lies a colossal structure, the length of 3 football pitches and the height of an 11-story building.
12 foot, dead ahead. Something's real close. There's the wreck. All right, 6 feet off, come on up. Close. Don't get closer. Watch your verticals.
Troy, nice job aiming those lights.
Roger that.
The Magellan team runs the cameras through a series of system checks before they begin searching for the iceberg damage.
Hey, Emil, how we doing? You're all right down there? Or?
Yeah, we're cool.
Okay, so don't go down yet. Don't go down yet. Just down to the mud line. We'll count the site.
Somewhere right in there.
In order to find the iceberg damage, the crew fly the ROV dangerously close to the wreck.
It doesn't actually look like this. It's more chaotic damage. And maybe more stuff.
They are heading to a spot where one survivor claimed he saw damage nearly 90 years ago.
Some damage with the ship either.
On the night of the disaster, well below the luxurious first-class accommodation, survivor Frederick Barrett was working in the Titanic's boiler rooms. Barrett helped stoke the boilers which supplied steam power to the engines. After the Titanic hit the iceberg, chaos erupted in the boiler rooms. Barrett was among those who struggled to save the ship. Barrett saw water jetting in 2 feet above the floor grate in boiler room 6.